Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to share a completed journal with you. Now this journal, I did have some difficulties, as you know from a previous video, regarding the little book plate. But I solved that issue for this. Let me just show you real quick. When I had bought these, I also got brads, and I ordered the mini brads thinking, I just put into the search bar mini brads, found some that I ordered that I thought would go through the holes. Unfortunately, when I got both of them together and I was ready to put the book plate on this cover, the brads did not fit. So I got tons of advice from all you guys, which is awesome. Thank you so much. But for this one, what I did end up doing is using some embroidery floss or thread, and I sewed it on. So I glued it down and then I sewed it on like a button. So, and I think that actually is kind of cute because the brown sort of brings out the brown in this. It's kind of like a flower. Yeah, it's a flower. See? So I was actually kind of happy with the way that came out and the way it looks. So if the next order that I get of mini brads, if they don't fit, then I'm just gonna go with the sewing. All right, now I'm sitting down so we can start. So this journal here, it's basically like a traveler's notebook size. It's, well, I wrote it down. Oh, 4.5 by 8.5 inches. And this cover, it was made from one of the pillowcases that I got at a thrift store a while back that I made a video for, all the different pillowcases that I got. So I just love that. I don't know how it's a pillowcase because it's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a pillowcase, but it was just like a standard size pillowcase. But I love it. And I used some of the extra when I was cutting down the size for the cover. Some of the extra stuff that got cut off, I used that for the tie. Okay, so let's go right in. So I used regular scrapbook paper for the inside covers. Let me just make sure I'm in frame, and I am. Okay, and left it blank. I was going to put a library pocket on the front, but the library pockets, because they're kind of like a standard size, it was really big and sort of took up a lot of space, so I opted not to, only because, if you want to put something yourself here, that it leaves it open for that. And then in the first page here, I made a little pocket, ran some lace. Inside, we have a letter letter from the bookmaker, and a little Tim Holtz library card. So instead of a library pocket here, it's just like kind of like right there. All right, and in this journal there's a lot of vintage pages, pages like this, and there's lots of vintage ephemera, so it's really neat. But the pages themselves, they're a mixture between vintage and not vintage, like scrapbooking paper here. This is vintage, and this is it's like one of those papers you get when you go to a hotel and they have like a little note set or whatever next to the telephone. So that is from the Park Lane Hotel. And then this here is a milk top, or like those vintage milk tops. And it's funny because when I was younger, I thought milk was always delivered to your house because we had a milkman, and we had this metal box outside the front door, and every morning my mom would have to put the old glass milk containers in there. The milk truck would come, they would take the old ones and then put new ones in. And I do remember having like a top, kind of, well, it's not like this, it was almost like I don't know how to describe it, but like instead of like screwing on, it like went on, and then you kind of like opened it sort of, and then there was something on the top, and I'm assuming that's what these are. And then you would kind of throw it away after. Knowing what I know now, I would have kept all these little bottle tops. So, but that's okay. So behind here, I tried using some of my eyelash trim. I have lots of it, but I don't always use it correctly. I think this came out, you know, okay. And it just is kind of like gives layers behind the bottle cap, but yeah, I gave it my best. So this opens and there's little places for journaling. And here's a tag that I cut off of one of the sheets of scrapbook paper. It says, "This life belongs to," and then you can journal on the back. And this piece is coffee dyed. And throughout the journal also, I had to use my sticker book because I absolutely love my sticker book. So you'll see a lot of stickers that I've used. Here, just a little cut off. Of course, I'm not throwing away any of that. So what do? Sew it on a page. And I like the blue page because it's kind of like, you know, blue. This is vintage, little graph paper here. Here we have one of these pockets that fold completely out or open up completely. Vintage playing card, and then a young player's Trivial Pursuit card. And in the back here, this is a vintage picture, and I believe this is a place possibly in Germany. Oh, sorry about the glare. Oh, and this page, there's two of them in here. See, it opens, and so you can journal on the inside, or you can hide something in here and sort of like fold everything back up, and you know, it's nice and safe inside. And then these tuck back like that, and then you can also write underneath. And this is some resume paper or typewriting paper, I don't know, one or the other. Here's a book page. And here is one of the tags that I learned to make watching one of Bonnie and Clyde's videos. And it's a double tag, so you can have stuff in the pocket here on this side, and then you can also stuff things in a pocket on this side. And I just did some ribbon up here and did a Tim Holtz piece. The back I didn't do anything with, so you could put something there, or you could write on there, either or. And then try to do this with my left hand on camera. I don't know how that's gonna work, but there we go. Okay, here's a vintage book page, some more child's writing paper. Now here is one of the tags that I made. I did a video for this. I really, really love the way these tags came out, and I'm thinking of making more. Just because I love everything about it. I love how the book page kind of adhered itself and sort of tore around. I love the basic, what did I call it? Like the drunk stitching, where it's kind of like, you know, or messy stitching. I think that's what they call it. I don't remember. Then you can write here. This is one of the stickers for my book. And then, of course, write all over the back as well. So that tucks down in here. And then we have a little vintage picture here. And it's blank on the back, so you can write there. And here is a vintage stock bin card. And then this flips up and you can write all over there. And this is, oh, this is the typewriting paper, I think. And it's vintage typewriting paper. And a vintage book page. I put some washi tape there. And I don't know if you can see, and we'll see it on the other side of this, but there is some actual vintage tape. Like, it's now vintage because it's all yellowed and stuff, but, you know, somebody probably put it on because the page might have ripped or something, and then it yellowed with age. It's really neat. So I have a fabric ruffle here. This, there's a pocket in the back, and I put one of these little booklets inside, so it's all little, you know, blank sheets inside of the book. And I used one of my paper dolls to make that. And then this here flips open, so you can actually write all over here. And I am frame. And then you can write in the back of here and stick anything you want in here. I put 2 playing cards in, but of course, you know, you can put whatever you want inside there. And another vintage book page, and this is a vintage like writing paper, line paper. So this is another one that opens completely up. again, I put 2 cards here, and in the back I have these 2 tags. So they're blank on both sides, so you can do a lot of writing if you want. And another little sticker for my book. And here is the middle. So let me take this out. I did something different. What I did was I did 2 corner tucks on the top here. This one has a sticker for my book. These are bigger stickers from my book, just to decorate the whole page. And then I did one of these little lace clusters with a vintage button. And then on this side, another one of the tags that I made. So that goes right up in here. And this is one of the altered library or card catalog, library card catalog cards, whatever they are. So I just altered it a little bit, put the sticker on, sewed around it, and then added some trim on the bottom, and that's vintage as well. Another sticker. And here we have a little booklet. Not really a booklet, just like a fold out, so you can write there. There's a little pocket. I tucked a few little things inside there, and then it's blank on the front and the back, so you can also use this to journal as well. And this little pocket flips up here. So more vintage stuff. Here is one of the card catalog library cards. I don't know, I have to figure out exactly what the name of these are. They are library cards, but they go in the card catalogs. So I don't really know exactly what to call them. Here's a little coffee dye tag. It is darker on the front, but you can definitely write on the back of that. And I've made a little, like a fabric, what's it called? Like a sample. So it's kind of like, you know, showcasing some different fabrics. I use a little Tim Holtz brad, but you can write on here and you can write on the back. So that tucks behind there, and then this flips up, and then we have some, well, this is a journaling card here and a playing card there. And with this one, I just tucked the back inside and then hung the lace down the front, or not the lace, the fabric. Another little ruffle there. Oh, and here's the other side of that vintage book page, and here, this is authentic. This was here on the page, so it was from whenever it was. It's nice and yellowed. I didn't do anything to it. And another tag that I made with all the paper strips. This one is one of the stock bin cards. This one also folds up. And here's one of the little swatch, the fabric samples that I made. See if you can see, it has the little bulb pin with some little sea beads on it, and then it matches. I tried to match the colors with the fabric, and then the fabric flips up so you can actually journal underneath it as well. And tuck that back inside. So even though it is, you know, somewhat decorated, I did leave a lot of room to journal. So I didn't want to put stuff on every single page. That way you can write in there as well. Little flip up here. Here's, I made a journaling card. And I think this is actually an index card, like one of the blank index cards. And this is out of a, I think it was out of a prevention magazine from 1967, I believe. And it was an advertisement, so I just kind of ripped it around that and glued it on. And here's just some extra journaling space. A little flip up there again. Here's another one of those tags that I made with the paper doll, and then it's backed with like a nice lace in the background, and in the back you can journal on it, and there's a little vintage flower applique. So that tucks back in here, and here is another one of the milk bottle tops, and this opens as well. And then here is the back, and this is a vintage photo. It's a photo of a cactus. I don't know if you're going to get a glare on that. I'll try to not. But the nice thing is it's blank on the back, so you could actually write on the back too. and then another stop-in card. And on the back, I have my little handmade with love, and I signed my name right there. And that's the back. So this is available in my Etsy if you are interested. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And this one, I was so unimaginative when it came to the title. I just called it Journal. I mean, for pretty obvious reasons, but it's titled Journal, Junk Journal. So yeah, don't laugh, but I didn't really know what else to call it. I was going to call it the Blue Flowers, but the flowers aren't really blue, the leaves are. So in the end, I went back and forth, and I was like, I'll just name it Journal. So here it is, Journal, the Junk Journal. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.